go.
I don't know if the camera's situated or anything.
It actually looks pretty good. You're pretty much dead center.
Hey, everybody, this is Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. It's Thursday, although I have no idea what day it is or what time it is. It's been a whirlwind of activity here in the shop.
Is it still April?
I don't know, dude.
It might be.
I don't know. I'm having half a donut, and we got a special delivery today, Chris.
We did.
Yes, and it is from our friend Robert Crisp, aka Robbie Christopher, or Robbie C. I'm going to give him a new name, Smoothie C, because I think that's a fun name. That would be your rap name, Robert Christopher. Smoothie C. He writes, "Hey, Matt, Chris, and Mrs. Toast. Just wanted to send you guys a Texas-sized beer." Wait, no. I said I wanted to send you a Texas-sized Texas beer. I got to get it right. I tried to send enough to get you through the day. Also, should you need a template for my Longhorn inlays when you're ready, I've included a couple of Texas koozies for reference, or for beer chillers, should you decide to drink straight from the can. I see that you generally drink from glasses, or in some case, Dixie cups. In one case, Dixie cups. He says he's not judging. They are for you to enjoy however you'd like. They've not been cold as to avoid possible green beer! Exclamation mark. I don't know what that means. Thanks for all your entertaining and enlightening subject matter. Tell Chris he's the most handsome man on YouTube. He doesn't say that. But
I already read the letter and knew that.
Take care, Smoothie C. So thank you, Robert. He sent us some. We call these small hand beers because they make your hand look small. If you were having a regular size beer,
yeah, you
can see what I mean. That's
all of a sudden, yeah. The one hand looks like Andre the Giant holding a beer. The other looks like Hervé Villachet.
Yeah.
Beer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, I think these are cool enough to drink. I'm just going to go for it because he sent them, and it seems like the thing to do. They arrived in a box that we thought for sure was actually wild caught salmon.
Well, it was kind of cold. The box was actually kind of cold too. So yeah, I thought maybe
I was in the back of like a truck, like a FedEx truck or whatever. However,
it's been cold, and the warehouse is probably cold, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. So we are in week 2. Actually, this is more like day 9 of a 2-week marathon guitar building class. Fortnight. How about that? And it's been crazy. Last week, as you guys know, maybe you've even seen some pictures that were in focus. We did, 7 of the Mike Learn Spaz Masters, and those are all shipped and going to where they're going. This week, we're building a bunch of guitars in our classic set neck class. I'm building a new guitar that I call the Kaiser Blade. Watch what happens when I say Kaiser Blade. Any minute now. Any minute now.
Some people call it a sling blade. I call it a Kaiser Blade.
So I'm building a guitar that we call the Kaiser Blade. It's really fun. I can't wait to show you guys tomorrow. We've got a Flying V. We've got a BC Rich Mockingbird. We've got a BC Rich Eagle, and we've got a Les Paul 85 double cutaway. Not 85, 2015 double cutaway. They're all really cool. They really look good. The guys are really doing a great job. They're all here sitting in front of me, and they look amazing. So anyhow,
each step more and more like a guitar.
They all look like guitars today. Yeah. I don't know why, but there's so much woodwork in all this class is woodwork.
And just when you think you've got most of it, you've missed a whole bunch.
Yeah. So, but we are going to make it, and we are going to have a reveal tomorrow at 5:00, come hell or high water. And you know why, Chris?
Because that's the way we do it.
Because because I am going to impose my will, and they will be done. All the woodwork will be done. Yeah. But now they might not all be sanded to 220 by tomorrow.
Yep. So our good friend Dave Hawkinson.
Hi, Dave.
Sent us $5. Cheers, Uncle Matt.
Thank you, Dave. I've been breathing sawdust. Breathing in mahogany dust has made me the man I am. Oh, good God Almighty!
5 guitars worth of sawdust in your lungs over the last 4 days.
Yeah, there's been a bunch. So guys, I would like to talk to you. Oh, a couple of some administrative things. We will be doing a reveal tomorrow at 5:00, whether the guitars want to or not. They might not want to today. At 5:00, I am going to force them to be guitars tomorrow. And we will be doing a reveal of what the guys made here in the class. This Sunday, however, will be a little different. We will be doing another live stream from Casa de Toast. That'll be my house. Mrs. Toast and I will be doing the live stream together. Chris will not be joining us for the live stream this Sunday. And do you know why, Chris?
Because you know I've been put on suspension.
No, that's actually what it is. No, because it's time for we're just kind of
a break.
We need a little bit of a breather. So Chris is going to
come in on Sunday after all of this. I'd sit around I wouldn't get anything done.
Yeah,
but I'd still felt like I worked.
And you're gonna take a little trip this week.
I may take a little trip this week. Yeah, we'll see.
Chris needs a little time off, and actually everybody needs a little time off. But Chris has a life outside of the shop.
Everybody needs a little time to get alone.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a fun live stream from my house again, and I think it should be cool. I did a speed check before we did the video today, and our up speed was like 23.
Cool.
I actually did a speed check at the house. Our up speed at the house was very slow by comparison. It's like 6.
Yeah.
Which according to Brad, that's fine. But yeah, so I think something went just horribly wrong.
Yeah, I think it was the perfect storm, unfortunately.
Literally a storm. Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, we just got a super chat from our good friend Doug Cook.
Hey, Doug.
He's sitting behind me.
He's sitting behind us. Yeah.
He says, "Thanks for being great teachers. You know, nobody likes to suck up but us."
No one likes a kiss ass, Doug.
Thanks for being great teachers. If anyone else is thinking about coming out to a class, just do it. It's well worth it.
Yeah, I would encourage.
Chris is the handsomest man on YouTube.
Wow, there's a lot of there. I believe it. I believe it.
Weird. I know. Damn autocorrect.
These classes really are fun. They're a ton of work though. You got to be psyched up for them, I think. So anyway,
the wood class, there's always surprises, and there's always things that pop up, and in the end,
they're usually frets.
Those frets. Yeah. Yep.
So So guys, there's lots of good stuff happening. So is there anybody else doing anything there, Chris?
Lots of everybody just hanging out and being
a little bit of chitter chatter.
Doug Santinello says,
"Hey, Doug, how you doing?"
Second that.
Excellent. Yeah. We had so much fun. So let's back up and let's talk a little bit about classes.
Okay.
The Mike Learn class was a blast. I really enjoyed the woodworking class too. But this is the second one we've done of the Build a Classic Set Neck, which is, it could be anything. You don't have to build a Les Paul, you know what I mean? Or whatever set neck thing that's classic. You can, but you can go off the reservation. You can make something that is like that and design from within, or you can use one of the templates that we have here. And we've got another one of those coming up in October, which I believe there's 1 spot left, or maybe 2 spots left. I don't know. Cool. I can't remember. If a class is sold out, it'll say sold out on the website.
Okay.
But we had so much fun at the Mike Learn thing that we're trying to schedule the next one right now. And I called Mike on, I think it was Sunday or maybe it was Monday. And I was talking to him about, hey, Mike, let's schedule the build and paint with Mike Learn thing. And he starts talking about like what he wants to make. And I'm like, well, let's just see if we have time to do it this year.
Yeah.
Cause like his daughter's getting married in September.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to have another month where we like jam 2 classes up, butts to nuts.
Yeah.
It might be one thing to have one at like the very first week of the month and at the very tail end of that would be different.
Yeah.
But to have one right after the other is something that I'm going to really, I'm going to try and not do again because it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah. I knew it would be hard. In some ways it's slightly harder than I thought it would be, but you know.
But anyway, so Mike has a ton of crazy ideas for the next one that we're going to do.
Yeah, cool.
It will probably be after Halloween is what I'm looking at right now. And I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think. Like, is November a tricky time to travel because of like Thanksgiving and stuff like that? I don't know. Like maybe the first week of November we could do it. I'm just spitballing here, but if any of you guys are thinking about coming out to that one, let me know if you know what month works better than another. We've got an October class, which is a Build a Classic set neck, and we've got a class scheduled for November, but I don't think anyone's signed up for it yet. So we might just turn that into the build a thing with Mike Learn and build and paint with Mike Learn. I don't know. Okay, I'll have to check. But it could be that we have people signed up for it.
Do we have a class in May?
Mm-hmm. We do. Indeed, we do have a class in May.
Right?
And it is sold out. Yeah, it's Build a Classic Telly.
Yep. That's always a fun class.
Indeed it is. Yeah. And we have a strat class and there's so many. Yeah. I think that I can't imagine that there is a more comprehensive 5-day class than what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
There's no way. And I've told the guys too. I told them this morning, I'm like, guys, after 3 days, you have better looking guitars than I had at Roberto Van after 3 months. Yeah. And that's the God's honest truth.
Yep.
And not because, I'm awesome and Roberto Van sucked in 1989. It's because we just do things a little differently, and it's the easy way, and it's the best way I can think of to make something that looks really, really great. So
yeah. Mike Learn's here.
Hey, Mike.
Hey to Mike. We were just talking about the class, Mike, if you didn't hear about it.
And we were talking about the class last week and the upcoming class. And I know Mike's got a ton of ideas.
He does.
I think we're going to go with more of a hot rod theme. You know who I would like to see at that class?
No.
I would like to challenge Andrew St. Pierre to come to that class.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I know he's got a bunch of family, things that he's got to do. I would like to see Brad Hutchings come to that class. Dave and Doug both said something about coming out to that one.
Yeah.
So I think that it's going to be really, really fun. The cool thing is November is generally speaking fairly mild in Colorado. It is not unheard of to have snow, but it is. I remember I was out riding my motorcycle one Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah.
Now, when the sun went down, it was a different deal, but yeah.
Yeah, we've this class has gotten the brunt of the year's snow.
Yeah, we've had
some last week for that class, but we had a couple of fairly ugly days here.
We did.
Yeah,
indeed,
during
we did.
this class, which was good because everybody had to stay in and work extra hard.
Yeah. They couldn't be out gallivanting out in the. Yeah. They couldn't be out dancing in the streets.
No. Driddle wants to know if
hey Devin,
July is the only class. July, the only class is the build your own custom guitar. I think what he wants to know is that the only opportunity to do the if you're so smart class?
As of right now, that is the only one. I kind of started that class as kind of a gag,
and then somebody took you up on it.
Yeah, because if you go and look at if you look on the website, it's like, we're not giving you anything. You basically rent the shop for 5 days, and you can ask Chris questions, and Matt sits there and scowls at everyone. But it's pretty cool. And so if that goes over reasonably well, then I think so that we could have more than just the one in July. So in answer to your question, that's the only class offering for July as of right now. And if it goes over well, that won't be the only time that we do that.
Okay. Yeah. Driddle says I have vacation that week. So really what you're saying is that you're going to come out that week, right?
Like, I'm not sure what he's at. Yeah, I need that.
Yeah,
this lacks perspective.
Why would he not? If you have vacation and you want to build a guitar, and there's guitars being built that week someplace else.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
He might be it's a very off-putting description of a class.
Luckily, he knows us.
It's not really very much of a class. It's really just sort of like, I don't know, whatever if you're.
If you want to, come out and hang around and eat lunch.
Well, it's a lot of money to come out, hang around, and eat lunch, but
I mean, whether you get something done or not, is up to you.
It depends on how fast. Yeah, what it really is I will not be dragging you kicking and screaming from Monday to Friday. I will be. That's just the way I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Charlie's like, I've known Charlie for 4 days. Charlie, oh yeah. So I will impose my will, but the whole purpose of the class was what happens is, and I talked about this last Sunday, I come up with these ideas for classes and it's never enough, and guys go, what about this? I hold the neck through bass with graphite and I want to make up 87 switch. Is a way for you to come out and basically do whatever you can get done. That's what you can do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Brian Duncan gave us $10.
Thanks, Brian.
For the beer, entertainment, and education.
Oh, God bless you, Brian. Is the stream look decent?
Everybody
tonight?
says it looks fantastic.
And can everyone hear everything? Okay.
Except Tam Cook 06 said that it's buffering. I don't know. I think it might be on their end. I don't know.
It may be.
We'll see. My end has looked pretty good, but I'm here.
So. Doug, are you watching?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
I got bad signal anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well,
I think we're okay. Everybody seems to think that it's pretty good.
Who said that? Is that Tammy from Tamco Paint?
No, it's Tammy from Tam Cook.
Oh, that okay. All right.
Doug's
okay.
wife, Mrs. Cook. That doesn't really have a ring
It's
to it. Does
well, it is what it is. So it's accurate. Is Tammy coming out? Did you say, Doug, she might be joining us? She's okay. She's got other good stuff happening in the Toledo area. That's where you are. Yes, Doug.
Yep.
Toledo. It's Toledo proper or outskirts of Toledo? Okay.
We're in Toledo.
Gotcha.
Right on the edge.
Right on. Home of Max Payne. No. What's his
cleaner?
No. What's the guy's actual name?
Jamie
Farr. Thank you. I don't know. Max Payne. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody's saying there's a little bit of buffering here and there. It's probably YouTube at this point.
Maybe
we're kicking butt on our end.
We're doing the best we can
as far as speed. So unfortunately, I think, and this is maybe a conversation for another day. Eventually, YouTube's going to make everybody pay for YouTube.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe we can come up with a different streaming service then. As a matter of fact, Brad has quite a few things kind of in place for us. I don't know. Did I forward you the email from Brad? I will do that, and you can look at it at your leisure.
MattTube.
MattTube.
Yep.
I know some friends of mine had gun channels, and they all got demonetized on YouTube. And two of these guys who I know, these guys who I know of, put their videos on Pornhub.
Yeah.
And so you could watch their videos free on Pornhub. And it was a great big thing. They were on like Nightline or Dateline or one of those things. Those news service, not like a dating service, but they had a big thing on some news. Well, we can't be on YouTube anymore. And so we're going to be on Pornhub. I think they've since taken all that stuff down, but maybe not. But they have lots and lots of distribution vehicles. And YouTube, of course, is the easiest one to use. So that's the one that everybody uses. But anyway.
Cool.
What else is going on?
So there was a question for me. Hang on. After staining a neck, what do you prefer to finish over the stain? We do not stain wood.
No.
Typically.
No.
We seal wood with a polyester sealer, Simtech, and then if it needs some sort of translucent color over that, we do a translucent color over that and then put on a urethane clear coat.
Yeah. So if you have stained or dyed wood, you should consult the manufacturer and see what meant to go over that.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, if you have stained or dyed lumber, you can shoot. You can put Simtech over it. Generally speaking, lacquer usually goes. Lacquer pretty much sticks to anything, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sometimes shellac is a good thing to.
Yeah, and shellac's
to
always
use.
a good first step because it's barely any finish at all.
Yeah, but we have found through trial and error that the hot setup is to get the wood sealed up with whatever sealer you're using. If you're using Simtech, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're using sanding sealer from a squirty can, that's fine.
Yep.
But you need to seal the wood with something. You need to get a hard finish on the wood, and that's usually the base is a sanding sealer. Then your color coats can go on, and then your top coats can go on, and that's the really hot ticket.
Yeah.
The neat thing about doing that is if you've ever stained a piece of wood and you go, oh crap, it doesn't look right in that one spot, you know that it's a real pain in the ass to sand it all back and get rid of all the stain. If you had sealed the wood first with a hard finish and then sprayed a translucent, transparent candy color on the sealer and you don't like it, it's a relatively easy thing to get the color off and just go back to the sealer and do it again. So that's why we don't stain wood, generally speaking.
Yeah.
There's one case where we stain wood, and it's not on necks, it's on bodies, and it's only on one kind of body material, and that, of course, is ash. So
yes. So I just saw a really neat comment from Paul Key. Just signed up for a Sweet If You're So Smart class because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh
doggone
darn
it,
people like me.
What class did Paul just sign up for? Was it the other day, or I've gotten a handful of people signed up for some classes
So
recently?
he said he just signed up for the Sweet If You're So Smart class.
Oh, cool! I
And
did not
do we
get
know
a thing.
Paul Key.
Oh, is that the? No way.
I think it is.
I think it. If I had my pen, we could check. I think it is though.
Yes, it is.
That guy is. If Paul, if you're the guy who we think you are, and we're pretty sure you are.
We know you are.
That dude is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That I think I've been the drunkest I've ever been in the shop with Paul. That's saying something.
Yep. Yeah. We will not work on any Colorado Croissant guitars.
Except for that, we
class.
will. Yeah.
No, maybe.
That would be awesome. I would love to see him again. Yeah. We have, who has the coolest alumni?
Well,
we do.
Us,
Yeah. I don't care what other guitar schools you go to. I'm like, I didn't go to Roberto Van twice. You know what I mean? I went one time. I'm like, all right, this is enough of this shit. But yeah, I think there's something
people
cool.
want to come back. Sorry.
I know that's exactly the point I was trying to make, and you made it more succinctly than I did. Because I love hanging out with the guys here. The unfortunate part about this week's class is it is just week. It is week away from me knocking a hole in that wall over there and having a bigger space. That's going to be really neat.
Yep.
Dean was asking me today. He's like, well, so are you going to make more guitars when you have more space? And I'm like, well, no. We're probably going to in fact, we may make even fewer guitars when you get right down to it. But our production won't go up because we have more space. It might, maybe a little bit, you know what I mean? But that would be because of the CNC machine and things like that. But, which is really exclusively for inlay. What we were talking about though, is I would like to see more Challengers and less Strats. And I think Strats are cool, but I would like to see more Challengers and less daily drivers. And we sell a boatload of daily drivers.
Mhm.
But yeah, I really want the Challenger to take off. And I know that you guys like it and you want to get one too. So
Yep.
yeah.
We have a couple of good questions.
Okay.
Michael McCoy wants to know.
He's coming in October.
He is. Can you carve top Les Paul style guitar in the build your own guitar class?
Okay.
So he's coming out for the.
He's coming in
class that we're doing
October
right
for
now.
the Build a Classic set neck.
Yes.
And in the Build a Classic set neck, there is no carved top option.
There's just too much other work.
There's just too much stuff.
Yep.
So how about this? If you come out for the Build the whatever you want class
Mhm.
and you have time, then yeah, all of those tools will be at your disposal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
But you won't build an entire Les Paul.
I-
You'll get some of it done.
I would be shocked and amazed if anyone was able to come out and build an entire Les. Now, how about this? Could you build a Les Paul body? I think that's within the realm of possibility.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
We could if you said, "Hey, I'm coming out and on Monday I want to glue up a bunch of mahogany and then I want to glue up a bunch of maple and I want to stick them together." And then on whatever the next, the next iteration is, I'm going to bust out the copy carver. We can have it ready to go.
Yep.
And you could do that. Now, I would be shocked and amazed if you could get more, than a Les Paul body done in 5 days.
Yes, I would agree.
But,
Yep.
prove me wrong.
Yeah,
Blow me
yeah,
away.
Yeah. I'm skipping around because
Okay,
this
sorry.
fits. It's good. David Blanchard wants to know, can we build a Super Casanova in the set neck class? Those are super cool.
Okay, could you build a set neck Jazzmaster in the set neck class? Yes.
Absolutely.
Could you build a Super Casanova? The Super Casanova is generally a fabric top, right?
Yeah. But
Or no. The Super Casanova is bound.
uh-huh.
So could you build an? Yeah, I think you could get real close to a Super Casanova in the set neck class.
Mm-hmm.
In that you could build a bound Jazzmaster with a 24 3/4 scale
Yep.
neck, and yeah, I don't see why not.
I would love to teach that class.
Really,
Sure.
the Super Casanova. That's
no. I would like to participate in that class with somebody.
maybe we always build something that kind of.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Don't take it away from him. Let him sign up, and then we'll build one.
Oh
He'll
no,
build one.
yeah, but so that might be a one. So what I'm getting at is, generally speaking, we make something with the class because it's fun, and we can go, all right, guys, here's how you do this little bit. I never know what we're gonna make. Like the first iteration, we built a prostitute, which is basically the Gibson style Gibson SG style guitar. This time around, we built Charlie's gonna grab it for me. You guys want to see what we're making? Okay, so this time around, hold on, I'm gonna get it down here.
Everybody,
Everyone's already seen it.
No, let's let people guess what this is.
Okay,
Just show it off for a minute.
Hold on, I gotta get the neck in here. So this is what I'm calling the Kaiser Blade.
This is a guitar. What is it?
Hold on,
What's
wait.
it based on?
I gotta get the neck in there.
All right.
So this is the guitar that we are making for the Build a Classic set neck.
Yep.
And yeah, it's really neat.
It is really neat.
I actually really like this a lot.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is my new favorite thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but what I guess what I'm driving at though is if somebody else came out and said, I want to build a Super Casanova, I bet you that no matter what I came up with to build that wasn't a Super Casanova, I would get vetoed by Chris, who'd say, let's build another Super Casanova to go. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's what I think.
All right. So
This guitar probably has to be worn up here.
It really does. Yeah. Deke says, hi guys, if using Simtex sealer or a similar sealer on ash, Would the wood grain show after color and 2K poly?
Okay, wait a minute. So Deke Dickerson wants to know what?
No, Deegs wants to
Deegs,
know
okay.
if when using Simtech
Mhm.
on ash, would the wood grain show after color and 2K poly?
Sure. It would show, it would absolutely show.
Well, show and would it be felt?
Okay, so would you be able to see through Simtech sealer onto ash after you sealed it? Yes.
Yes.
Would you be able to see grain if you put Simtech sealer on and then color coat on ash? Yes. Would you be able to see grain if you use Simtech sealer, color coat, and then clear top coat? Yes. Would you be able to feel the grain? That would depend on how much Simtech you used.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you want to seal ash up completely to a completely flat surface, not a grain.
Yes, you could. So
it takes more sealer.
You could. It just takes more of it, but you could absolutely take any piece of ash and shoot the holy living shit out of it with Simtech and grind it all way back so it's not super thick. Remember, this is the workforce, not the product. That polyester real thick. You could put it on ash and you could paint it bright green and you wouldn't be able to tell if it was a piece of plastic or a piece of wood. You could get it that good. Or you could shoot it with a heavy hand with Simtech, sand it way back and put candy colors on it and clear, and you could see the grain, but you wouldn't be able to feel it. Or you could lightly squirt it with Simtech and you'll be able to feel it. You could put candy on it and then do a round of clear and you could still feel that. That's a very popular finish right now. Like I think G&L has that. And I think Jackson has some of that stuff. So if you wanted to see and feel and have a texture that is the wood, Simtech will absolutely do that.
Open grain. I think that's the word we're looking for is open grain.
I don't know where that white one that we're sending to Philip McKnight. He doesn't know we're sending. I think it's up there.
It's up there. But anyway, he doesn't know. Don't tell him.
He doesn't know unless you guys have already told him.
Andrew Washak wants to know, I really want to come out for a build, probably the You're So Smart class.
Okay.
So can you tell me more about where to stay?
Okay. If you send me an email, I will send you a link to where the shop is. And Charlie's like, I think he got my emails all got put into his spam folder. I will send you an email with where the shop is, when class starts, what our coffee maker situation is like, as well as a link to a handful of hotels that people have stayed in that I've gotten these are okay hotels. Now, there are some other places around here that, like, remember Jeff Prophet? He got like he didn't follow he didn't use any of the hotels on the thing.
Correct.
And I'm not saying that like those are the only hotels that you can stay at that are any good. But Jeff got some hotels that were really kind of sucky. And so those aren't on the list. Correct. I did not include those. If you see any hotels that are on the list, it is because former or past students have come and said, I've asked them, is the hotel nice? And they're like, yeah, Happy Meal for the hotel. So, okay.
Cool.
Send me an email, sir. Andrew.
Devin Driddle wants to know July class, which is the come and build it, we dare you. We bring our own wood or is it included?
If you look at on the class description, it says that no course materials are included.
We may not even show up on time.
I will show up on time. Having said that,
the doors will be open, but that's it.
Having said that, you will need to make arrangements with me in advance if you want course materials to be here. And I will charge you as such. The class is not, it's a reduced cost because there's nothing included. It's just the shop. But if you want to use Simtech sealer, I'll be happy to sell you some. If you want to use, one of the ash bodies over there did we lose the thing?
No, we're good. We're okay. Absolutely good.
If you want to use one of the ash body blanks over there from Guitar Wood Experts, I'll be happy to sell you one. So yeah, there's nothing included in that price. But I would be more than happy to arrange with you to have things here for you.
Yes. All right. So let's go back to what we are building.
Okay.
The question is, what are we building?
Mm-hmm.
Dylan says these jokers better wrap it up by 7:59 because
What happened?
he's going live at 8.
Well, what? But it's only 5:30.
No, where he is, it's going to be 8.
Doesn't matter to me where he is
Exactly.
because somebody called me at 2:30 in the morning the other night. And
well, that's
it's a whole
2:30
time
in the morning where he was.
It's a whole time thing. Well, he wasn't trying to be mean. He just called me at 2:30. He didn't.
Yep. All right. So Tam Cook 06 says it's a guitar.
Man.
Eddie B and Blue says it's a parlor guitar. And then Doc Stiltman says no cut Les Paul, and Tam Cook says, "Yay, I was right."
Mm-hmm. Tammy Cook is 100% right.
From then on, everybody's like, no cutaway Les Paul, no cutaway Les Paul. Reminds me of the B&G Little Sister, Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut.
Gibson LG1 acoustic, which it very well may look exactly like that.
If you've ever seen what a Gibson acoustic looks like, you know why Gibson Electrics looks
and that's
like
the funny part is it is absolutely a no cutaway Les Paul, but
Greg
it looks
Pearl
nothing like a no cutaway Les Paul.
It really doesn't.
No.
Greg Pearl came up with the greatest name of all time for it, the Moore Paul.
The Moore Paul. It is more. There's more Paul to be had.
But it's fun.
Mhm.
Hey, Chris, do you know why Ace Frehley played a Les Paul?
No.
Because they don't make a Les Jean.
Oh yeah. I've
Okay.
heard that joke.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is a Moore Paul.
Yep. Dylan Talks Tone thinks that one should be called the 40-year-old virgin.
I am calling it the Kaiser Blade.
Yeah, Kaiser Blade. Kaiser
but
Soze,
you
Kaiser
you
Blade.
could call it whatever you want. Hey,
Yep.
you could have something nice.
Yep.
It was easy to bind. Really
yeah.
easy to bind.
Yep.
So I know it's hard to keep up with all the stuff going on.
There's lots and lots of comments, and everybody's having a great time.
That's great.
But not a ton of questions.
That's fine. That's fine.
What
you know me, I'll talk and talk.
Yeah, what should I use to finish the fret ends?
To finish the fret ends, what final grit should you use? I will show you.
It's actually in the photo, the final grit. Yeah. And that
This
little buffing wheel.
Yeah. So the real question that I'm going to answer here is where should I start and what should I end with? So when you're working on fret ends, we start with a file and we chase it to probably 400 or 600 grit sandpaper, and then red and gray Scotch-Brite, and then this polishing rouge that I have in my hand here. It sort of looks like a Zagnut center, and this wheel right here.
Yep.
This is not a Zagnut center. But yeah, so you want to have your frets be shiny, shiny, shiny. You know why? Because that's what gets the girls. Shiny frets. And if you're a lady guitar player, put it into your own context, please.
Yep.
So having a frets that glisten in the moonlight is absolutely what you're looking for. So the final grit of abrasive that you need to use is something that will allow your frets to gleam and shine. That's ideally what you want.
Yeah.
Having said that, I've talked to a handful of players who say, I kind of like my frets to be a little rougher. Mike Learn, for example, doesn't like crazy, shiny, smooth frets. Be that as it may, when someone pays me to build them a guitar, the frets are as shiny as I can get them. They're gleaming the cube with that guy who what's his name?
Christian Slater.
Slater. Thank you, Doug. Or Greg knew who I was talking about. All right. A boatload of like obscure movie references all week and song references. Greg knows it precisely.
All right, you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Colin Benson wants to know, custom fretboard, do you charge per letter?
No,
we're not making Western belts.
no. If you go to the website, I believe that under custom inlay, there is a chart with what things cost. And so go to our website, please, Colin, and it's texastoastguitars.com. And under the custom inlay, what?
It is.
Well, it is.
It is.
If you go to the website, which is
texastoastguitars.com.
If you go there under the custom inlay subtext thing, that's not it. Under the heading custom inlay, you will find some examples and some ideas, and you will also see some base prices to give you an idea. So if you wanted your name, if you wanted it to say Whammy, I'm looking at Chris's shirt.
Whammy
in a cool like scripty font. That's just what it is. That's the price.
Yeah.
And it's I want to bring back the name on the fretboard. I think it's cool.
I think it is too. Yep. I just had it. Okay. Doug Santinello wants to know, how can I fix my Gibson chipped off heel paint? Do you remember seeing pictures
Yes,
of that?
I do, Doug.
Do I reseal the wood again first? I'm going to use my new airbrush.
So, Doug, hi. I'm hoping that you are doing well. Like any Gibson finish is probably 9 times out of 10 is going to have some lacquer in it, on it, something like that. So I remember that finish. Man, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. So Doug has an acoustic, and like a big chunk of it fell off for some bizarro reason. We don't know why. What I would do is start with a base layer of shellac, because I think that'll stick to just about anything. Then I think you should use your new airbrush with lacquer and see if you can't build up the thickness to the same thickness as the paint that chipped off. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. The reason that I say use lacquer or shellac is it will melt into the existing finish that's on the guitar, and you won't have like this weird bump. Wet sanding, dry sanding as you go. And then when you get really close, color matching and clear lacquer on top.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And then a little hand buffing, and you should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that all sounds really, really right. Yep.
So.
And I think you can probably buy some sort of lacquer at a Home Depot or something like that, some sort of furniture lacquer and some thinner. And we all know how important it is to thin paint when you're spraying through the airbrush.
Yeah, because
play around with that a little bit. And you should be able to get a pretty solid fix, even if it's not 100%. It's
only advantage to lacquer, and I mean the only advantage to lacquer, is it melts into the previous coats.
Yep.
Now that can also be a downside, because if you have like a vintage guitar and I'm going to touch it up, it'll melt into the old stuff.
I was at a show one time and somebody sprayed bug spray and it jacked up a guitar. There was just enough ketones, accelerants, that it ate into the guitar a little bit, and that's a bummer.
So the only advantage in lacquer is it melts into the other lacquer, and it makes repairs more doable. You know what I mean? So if you had a big chunk out of you guys have all seen the forum post, and it's some guy, what do I do about my Squire? It says that like it fell, and there's a 1/8-inch chunk of finish missing from it. That's a tricky repair to get right.
Yeah,
And frankly,
that requires more than
yeah,
paint buildup at that point,
Yeah.
I think.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yep. Barking Art wants to know, what does the
Barking
difference
Art.
between painting with an opaque color as opposed to a metallic color like copper? Paint gun adjustments?
The biggest difference is in overlapping.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Chris was surprised I knew that one, by the way.
Sure.
If you spray an opaque color that's just white, like this piece of paper, you can spray it and spray it and spray it and go over it. And by the way, if it's white like this piece of paper, every little teeny tiny bit of dust will get, why not? Will get in the paint. Metallic, you have to be cognizant of your overlapping. Okay. So that it doesn't look like you have a bunch of, ooh, look at this. It's coming in. It's docking. Okay. So so use caution when you're overlapping and make sure that it doesn't look like gradations of paint lines going across.
Yeah, when you're spraying metallics, you don't want to spray them too wet, certainly not the last coat. I always step back a little bit and sort of fog it on and give it a dry coat of that final metallic.
Because you want the metallic to really kind of pop, right?
Yeah, and you don't want to have white. You don't want to have wet overlapping lines in it. The other thing that helps is when you're spraying it, to spray it a couple different directions before you do your final dry coat. That'll help even it out.
Because you want the metallic bits to kind of poke out
and
poke out and poke out.
Yep.
And be extra cool.
Yep. Dylan Talks Tone says, just because y'all are awesome, got to go. Give us $10 for that. Thanks,
God
Dylan.
bless you,
Have a
Dylan.
good show.
Yeah, man, we'll be done by 7:59 your
we
time.
won't keep anybody any later than we have to.
Guys, go check out, if you're not, I know all of you guys know Dylan and you're already subscribed to Dylan's page. If you're not, check out Dylan Talks Tone, and he's got a live stream coming up where he's probably going to talk about like how cool we are and how handsome Chris is and other stuff like that. So
pretty much his whole show is that.
I think his whole channel is
how good looking is Chris?
I can't explain it either, but that's basically what it is.
Weirdest channel I've ever seen.
It's the weirdest channel I've ever seen. How handsome is Chris?
I just sit there and watch it, and I'm like, man, I can't believe people like me.
Does this mean we have to go to Dylan's thing and give him $10?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll get the ball rolling. Anything else?
Yeah. There's lots and lots of laughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any jocularity?
At some at my expense, and then Driddle fixed it all with "It's the beard."
It is
the
beard.
It's not the beard. Yeah. It's
you guys have stymied Chris.
No,
it looks like there's a super chat.
Yeah.
An earlier one that we missed. Was it yours, Greg?
There's a super chat.
Music stuff.
Music
stuff. Hang on. Sorry. Yeah. Missed it.
Thank you, Greg.
Pizza for the shop for music stuff.
That's why because Greg wants pizza. Yeah. We could get pizza tomorrow. We're going to get pizza tomorrow for lunch.
For music stuff.
Oh, sorry, Dean.
I'm not having it either.
You can pick off all the pepperonis on mine.
Yeah.
Eat those. And maybe I'll give you some cheese too.
Mrs. Toast generally likes to have pizza, and she'll be around tomorrow because she's not working at the hospital tomorrow.
She'll give you all her pepperonis because she never eats them.
We'll figure something out.
Yep.
Pizza bowl. I think I saw that, like a pizza bowl that's like all the stuff that's not the bread. I don't know who has that. Just cheese and meat it's probably pretty good. And when I think about it initially, I'm like, that doesn't sound good. When I think about it a little bit longer, I'm like, well, yeah, I kind of think that might be tasty, but I don't know. Anything else? Thank you, music stuff.
There are several questions that I can't quite decipher. There's one about humidity.
Ask one, and let me see if I can decipher
it. Hang on, I lost it again.
We have a lot of people from overseas too, and there's
Yep.
there might be a language barrier.
Arn Larson wants
Arn
to know
Larson.
what moisture percentage should I let it get to before it's good to go?
7. I'm not actually taking a piss. If you're talking about what moisture content in your lumber, you would ideally shoot for 7. That
Okay.
really is a thing.
All right, cool. So and Andrew Wasak wants to know. So the question would be, what buffs do you use?
For Fred ends, remember he was asking about what?
That's
yeah.
kind of what I thought. Yeah. So I think he's. Oh, okay.
He's
yeah.
a fairly hard buffer with just whatever rouge comes with it, and you will be amazed if you get the big file scratches out and sand to like 400 or 600, and then use Scotch-Brite and then put it on a wheel like this. That's going at whatever this is 40. Hold on, let me see if it says what it is. This wheel spins at, I have no idea, but it's pretty damn fast.
Mm-hmm.
And put some rouge on there and your frets will gleam. They will glisten. And all you're going to hear is panties hitting the ground. It's not going to be very loud, but that's what you're going to hear. It's panties. So,
Yeah.
It's not like chastity belts hitting the ground. Those are way louder. I've heard. Yeah.
Yep. There's lots of ways to buff frets, but they're all really slow until you get to a buffer like this.
Yeah, and then it's a magical time. This is a great. Speaking of magical time, I want to thank our good friends at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store, for helping us do this. Ike and Dylan and Nico and MJ and Ken and Barbie and all the guys who work down there are always cool. They always help us out. Check out Flipside Music if you're in the Denver area. They're open every single day. If you're not in the Denver area, they have a website that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Every single thing that they have in the store is there. Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. Did you know they were moving, Chris? How about
I
this?
have heard rumors of
that there is a plan to move to a bigger location, like a giant location. Ike's going to buy the building, and it's going to be really cool. I think there's even going to be like a grand opening party with like hot dogs and stuff. I don't know. I'm going to go. Are you going to go?
We're talking about it.
Are you going to be there? Yeah. We basically just put Ike on the spot for a bunch of food.
Yeah.
Was that a fart or a mini bike?
Sounds like a mini bike, like a really shoddily running mini bike. Yeah. All right. Let's wrap it up after this question.
Well, because we have enough. All right.
7 minutes.
Well, this might be a long answer then.
Well, we'll see where we are.
We'll see where we are. Thanks.
Hey guys, I'm making my first guitar. It's got a Kramer neck. My question is, the nut base can only fit half the locking nut. Should I rep down and put some wood there, or am I safe with how it is? We actually ran into this question.
We have run into this issue.
I think it was actually even a Kramer neck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If it was me, and it was my first guitar, I would probably do what this guy is about to do. If I were me and I was asking, if I was me 30 years ago and I was asking me today, what should I do? Me today would say, just leave the nut alone. Don't put a locking nut on there. This is your first guitar.
Okay.
There's plenty of time to put locking nuts on your second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. guitars. Just make a guitar.
Okay.
30 years ago, Matt would go, I'm so smart, I'm going to do it myself. I would actually put my hands on my hips like this and do that too. So I get it if you don't take the advice. Advice is to be given, not taken. So I would say I would urge you to just build the guitar and use the neck that you got and make something cool. And don't get hung up on the whole lock nut thing.
What if it's already halfway there, halfway done?
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Well,
like
so-
a halfway lock nut?
Well, so he's got a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
It's half of a Floyd Rose lock nut.
Mm-hmm.
It's too late to leave it alone.
Yeah. Okay. If it's too late to leave it alone. If it's too late to leave it alone. As long as the screws holding the lock nut to the neck are holding the lock nut to the neck properly, you're probably going to be okay. It's not going to look awesome, but it will probably work. If you are not halfway there, again, use the nut that's on the guitar and have fun and make a cool guitar. And on your second guitar, do something with a lock nut. If you're halfway there, you might get away with it. I'm not looking at the guitar, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I hate that. That's kind of that's an in-depth answer, but it's not the most fun answer. You know what I mean? And sometimes people ask me questions about guitar making, and I'm like, if it was me today, Matt, I have a very different attitude than 10, 20, 30 years ago, Matt, you know, just because I've done a little bit of this stuff. And now my attitude is it's cooler to have it be a guitar than it is to have it be a really complex guitar for your first one.
A wrecked guitar,
No,
a project gone bad.
well, we've had people send us those too.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer, but I mean, they turn out and it'll work fine. It's just you have lots more other things that you're about to make after that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if it's I don't want it to be your first and only guitar. I want it to be your first guitar and you can't wait to build the next one because you've had so much fun with it. To me, that's something that's really cool and really exciting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah. So I hope that answers your question in a way that in a way that you can use the information that I just said.
Yep. So Lando comes back with, I'm happy.
Lando Calrissian?
Yes. No, Lando TR.
Oh.
Thanks a lot, guys. I've been losing my mind trying to figure it out. I don't care how jank it looks as long as it performs.
I think you'll be okay, but it's
yeah.
gonna look. It's gonna look.
But one of my favorite sayings is, "We're gonna cover this with 6 strings. It's gonna look great."
That's true.
So yeah,
that's true.
You're good to go.
That's true.
We have probably a minute and a half.
All right, and then what happens?
And then we're gonna turn it over to Dylan at Dylan Talks.
Oh yeah. So is there anything else that we need to do?
No.
All right, guys. This is Matt at Texas. Wait, hold on. So thanks for watching, guys. Thursdays are always fun. They're kind of degenerating into the same thing as Sunday, only slightly more guitar talk. I want you to go over to Dylan's page and check out Dylan. If you're having fun and you want to keep more, you want to do more guitar stuff, Dylan's gonna be doing some more things. It's probably gonna be mostly Chris is exciting and Chris makes him feel funny in the pants or whatever it is. And so until next time, I'll see you guys Sunday live from my house. Me and Mrs. Toast are going to be having fun. This is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, start your own YouTube channel. That's what I did. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for this beer too.